I'm Dylan Penn, and I'm an actress in Flag Day.
Hey, little one.
The special moments of childhood are like fairy tales.
Don't you fly so close to the sun.
And in mine, my father was the prince. I always wanted to be in the film industry. I just thought I would never be in front of the camera. I wanted to, and I still do, want to direct, produce, write. And when I expressed that to my parents that I wanted to direct, they both said separately that I should know what it's like to act before I direct. So that's really what catapulted me into the acting world. I remember my dad being kind of excited and my mom kind of, just supportive. I don't think they cared what I did as long as I was working. I think they gave me advice pretty generally, like if you feel like anything is false, like the prop you're holding or the words you're saying or the movement you're making, don't do it because it'll read false on screen. And I think that that is such a simple thing for any human to hear that, but to do that when a camera's in front of your face is much harder than it looks. So I think that was the best piece of advice that I got from them. I've never really considered myself an actor because that's not where my passion lies. So I don't feel a sense of, oh, I need to be as great as them, or I also think that we're very different. But yeah, of course, I look at their work and I think they're great at their craft. But because I don't want to do what they do, I don't feel like a need to be as, great as them. I also think I'm a separate person than my parents. I think my dad and I are very similar, and both of us are pretty, alpha personalities, so I think that can sometimes clash. But as I've gotten older, I think that, I think it's really, I'm going to use this word again, but it's just about being transparent and being honest. And my dad has never, since I was very young, lied to me about anything. So everything's been out on the table, which I think, it sounds so cheesy and like therapy talk, but to communicate with your parent is such a simple thing that can really make or break a bond. So I'm lucky to have that with my dad, I think. It's about a complicated, tragic, yet beautiful relationship between a father and a daughter, and specifically Jennifer's life navigating that relationship and striving for the truth, which unfortunately her father never gives her, but she tries to find anyway. The biggest thing that I connected to was this need for an independent identity. And I think when you have a past or a family that is specked with trauma, you try to stay away from that or separate yourself from that. And I think that there's this really interesting idea of wanting to separate yourself and create your own identity separate from your parents, but at the same time, as you get older, reconciling that that's a part of you. And I think that I always felt like, I don't want to just be fucking Sean Penn and Robin Wright's daughter. And then I realized as I got older, 30 now, at 20, I was like, fuck that, I don't want to. Didn't even use my last name. I just hated that part of me. And now it's like that's just a piece of who I am, is my parents. So I think it's the reconciliation is what I really was familiar to me. Well, I was really apprehensive at first to work with him because we had another actor attached to play John Vogel. So I spent 6 months getting to know another actor, trying to create some kind of chemistry. And then 30 days before we started shooting, he had to pull out because of family issues. So my dad, out of necessity, had to take on the role of John. So it was a very chaotic, quick shock of a decision. And so I felt ready for him to direct me. I felt like I had a lot of people telling me how great it was working with him as a director, specifically my mom, who said it was the best experience working as an actor with while he was directing her. But I think working opposite him just made me really nervous. He's a real powerhouse. And it's funny because that nervousness quickly dissipated as soon as I sat in the scene with him. The first scene we had together was in the diner. And as soon as I sat down and he called action, I felt a complete ease because he gives so much as an actor. And I think sounds so simple, but I think because we're so close, that reads on screen, and I hope, audiences can feel that.
I want to study journalism.
What kind of journalism?
Investigative, maybe.
Why did you lie in your application?
Just tell me the truth!
I'm guilty
Dad.
till proven innocent. I don't have any rights, do I?
Vogel printed over $22 million.
No matter, the whole fucking world can explode, and I will be here for you.